Hello, welcome to Saturday Afternoon Adventures. I'm your host, Robot Spacer.
And also I am here.
That's on Secret Crush. So, sorry about the quick stream reboot there. That's the first time we've had issues since I got the house wired for Ethernet and got some new equipment installed. And fortunately, I was able to at least get more information about what was going on. In the interest of not wasting too much time, I decided to just reboot. And also, I got a new Ethernet adapter the other day for when I'm streaming from our laptop that used to be our main streaming computer. I still need to use that when I am streaming a Windows game. I don't know if it might have been the new adapter or if it was something else, but at least I was able to narrow things down a little bit more than usual, and hopefully I'll be able to troubleshoot more definitively over time. Welcome, y'all. Let's see, we got Culinary Disaster 6-7 with the subscription. Thank you so much. 5 months since I stumbled across you playing the Crimson Diamond. Glad I found you. This has been a lot of fun. Well, thank you so much for being here and hanging out for 5 gosh darn months. I appreciate it very much, and thank you for all the support. David Alexander, Valis. I think that's everybody in chat at the moment. Welcome, y'all. So I promised to reveal the secrets of the Mask of Eternity, question mark? I don't think there's actually any secrets in here, but we do have on the cover of this Interaction magazine, Secrets Behind the Mask of Eternity. This is the fall 1997 issue. We got Red Baron 2 on the cover. I never played
Red Baron,
those.
I love their pizzas.
Never played those Red Baron games myself. We got some lovely print artists ad in the front here. Print artist 4.0 platinum. I love this. I'm crazy without you. That's a lovely clip art frog. Very nice happy birthday sign. So many amazing things you can do. Technology. So let's see. We've got there we go. Page 34. We'll flip through and see what goodies we got in here. 1997, jeez. Oh, this actually came up on our message board. I think it was Jabberwocky that posted a screenshot of this. They had this Mask of Eternity treasure hunt, which I feel like was a thinly veiled attempt to get people to check out some other websites, basically. So let me read this. It says, $25,000 internet treasure hunt goes live, asterisk. Let's see what the asterisk is. Total value based on projected sponsor and prize list at time of printing. That's fascinating. They didn't for sure know who was going to sponsor this contest at the time.
Oh.
Can you reveal the secret behind the Mask of Eternity? Now through an innovative new internet-based treasure hunt, you can win valuable prizes worth, in total, over $25,000. We're talking multimedia PCs, vacations, games. You may even find yourself the owner of a brand new 1998 automobile. Our virtual global hunt runs August through October. To register to play, simply tune your web browser to www.sierra.com/mask. It's easy, and the earlier you register, the better your chances of winning. The goal is to recover the pieces of the shattered gold mask hidden throughout the World Wide Web and understand the truth behind the Mask of Eternity. Complete contest rules, sponsors, and prizes can be found at www.sierra.mask.com/mask. I think I said that wrong. Remember, time is of the essence. Your treasure awaits.
I did appreciate you tapping into your, I don't know if this is a thing that you ever did in your time as a radio DJ, but like, that sort of like extremely fast reading of the terms and conditions is a very much advertising thing.
Yes, unfortunately, I don't think I ever really had to do that when I was a DJ. I don't think this was an ARG. I think it was more of a. I think it was more of a like you go to the first website and you
tune your browser.
Yeah, you tune your browser. Like the Sierra site had a link to an external site, and you would find just a little like piece of the mask graphic on there and click on it. Like, I mean, I guess you could argue that it's has something in common with more involved ARGs, but like I don't think there was any attempt to like make a story out of it, make it like seem like you were doing anything more than going to a website and looking for the little gif that you were supposed to find.
Perhaps it was more akin to that thing that they do at Trader Joe's where they hide a monkey in the store, and if a kid finds the monkey, they get like a piece of candy or something.
Sierra credit card. Yeah, I think it's almost exactly like that, to be honest. Like, I mean, I feel like that's the same goal there too, just to get you to look around at stuff so you end up buying more.
Right. I don't know if all Trader Joe's do that or just ours, but they have a stuffed monkey. I believe its name is Joe or Jojo.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll hide it somewhere amongst the shelves. And I'm pretty sure this is specifically an offer for children. If you find Jojo, you get a snack or something.
Right. So I'm pausing on this ProPilot article. I keep seeing stuff about this in this issue, and I assume this game was also using the 3-space rendering engine that was used for Mask of Eternity, because it originally started out as a flight simulator engine that came from Dynamics, and this, I know, has a little Dynamics logo in some of the artwork for it. And I'm just kind of glancing to see if they actually mention 3-space anywhere in here. I'm not seeing it offhand. But that seems like a pretty safe bet, which is kind of interesting to think about, like, wild that this would be the same engine. Obviously, they had to make a lot of modifications to make it work for adventure game.
Clinton has an important question. Could you win a Red Baron pizza in the contest?
That is a great question. I don't know. And here's another flight game, Red Baron, as we saw on the cover. And this is also a Dynamics game. So this might have been the same rendering engine as well. No word on whether they were giving out pizzas or not, unfortunately. Some kind of mech game. What is this? Earth Siege.
Oh, Hinton saw something about winning a Red Baron pizza on an earlier page.
Something literally about pizza, or are you goofing on me?
Is there some sort of like a promotion with the Red Baron game?
Like, possibly. Oh my god, it really is. Holy shit. Thank you for pointing that out. Win PCs, pizzas, and products. Want your game and pizza too? It seemed only logical to collaborate with Red Baron Pizza to promote the new release of Red Baron 2, so we decided to hold a sweepstakes. Between August 25th and December 31st, 1997, sweepstakes game pieces can be found in 10 million 12-inch pizza boxes. 5 first-prize winners will take home the Ultimate PC, a Pentium 200, oh my gosh, valued at about $3,500. Second place gets 1 free year, 30 vouchers of Red Baron Pizza. A year's worth of pizza is only 30 pizzas? I don't know about that.
That's not even 1 pizza a week.
Exactly. Third place winners get free copies of the much-awaited Red Baron 2, and there's an added bonus. All of the boxes will have a coupon for $10 off a copy of Red Baron 2. No purchase is necessary. For a free game piece, mail a 3.5 by 5-inch card with your name and address to blah blah blah. Have until January 2nd, 1998 to mail your cards. That's wonderful. I'm so glad that Hinton noticed that. It is my favorite tie-in. Alright. Let's see if we can get back to this Mask of Eternity article. And I hate to disappoint y'all, but there's not many secrets here.
But you said secrets revealed.
I mean, sure. So it says, revealing secrets behind the mask. When you stand toe-to-toe with evil, faced with defining the true meaning of life, you'll understand the riveting sense of enthrallment behind this epic adventure. And let's see. This is pretty short. I'll at least read some of it. So first of all, cover's in rough shape here. It's kind of fallen off. First of all, let's see if I can get this without any glare and as close as possible. The earlier version of the Mask of Eternity box art, there's a lot of like in development stuff for the game that has this earlier logo on it, which I thought was really great. But then at some point they decided to just ditch that. And like, honestly, the final logo is a lot more generic. I can't help but think they decided this was like too focused on the subtitle and they wanted to focus on, you know, better emphasize that it's a King's Quest game. And like the final logo treatment is just a fair bit more generic. I don't know if it was maybe rushed or if they just decided to keep it, you know, much simpler or what. But a lot of like the development builds I have of the game included this logo. And, you know, obviously they went as far as to, you know, mocking up box art and stuff, so. This article is by David Sennin. There are a few people out there who redefine their artistic medium every time they sit down to work on a new project. People like Steven Spielberg, Stephen King, and Tom Clancy not only drive their respective industries, but continue to recalibrate their fans' expectations whenever they sit down to breathe life into the blank page. These special people know what their fans want long before they even know they want it. When it comes to PC adventure games, that person is Sierra co-founder Roberta Williams. When Roberta returned to the studio early in 1997 after a sabbatical of more than a year, she made it clear that she had usefully spent her time off researching and playing some of the most popular games in a number of successful genres. She identified what it is about games such as Warcraft, Diablo, and Tomb Raider that has made them huge hits. With all of this research, cool job, huh? Added to her personal creative inventory, she returned to her offices at Sierra recharged and ready to do what she does every time she designs a new adventure game: redefine the genre she helped create 15 years ago. Roberta made it clear that this new game would make an almost radical return to the roots of interactive gameplay. To appeal to all kinds of gamers, she would have to mix aspects of adventure, action, and fantasy role-playing games. Her next title would represent a new type of game that was more than a hybrid of diverse gaming genres. With her unique ability to obtain the necessary talent and resources to make it all happen, she boldly went to work on King's Quest Mask of Eternity. Action-filled adventure. It stands to reason that Roberta would know exactly what elements would need to be included in Mask. But because Mask is the 8th installment in the King's Quest series, the most popular PC adventure game series to date, does not mean it should be more of the same. If you don't change, it gets stale, Roberta explains. And that's the challenge, giving them, the public, the pattern or formula they know and feel comfortable with, but making it different from anything they've seen or experienced before. Mask is going to be different from anything anyone has seen before. The tastes and demands of the fans are constantly changing. In order to keep up with them, Roberta decided Mask would not simply be a new chapter in an already popular series. Rather, she and the team would build a completely unique game from the ground up, without any constraints in terms of budget, technology, and talent. Hey, she's Roberta Williams. She's never even heard of limitations. Mask is more action-oriented, she explains. But we use the action orientation for surprise, conflict, and exploration. It's an entirely new 3D look for an adventure game world. Fighting is one element. It's not the point of the game. We aren't trying to compete with Doom and its thousands of derivatives. The fighting elements in Mask work in concert with the puzzles and the story. First and foremost, this is an adventure game. The development team has made some changes to the fundamental elements that adventure gamers have come to expect. but each and every enhancement was carefully thought out by Roberta and longtime Sierra producer Mark Siebert. This is to ensure the key elements that make for great adventure games weren't sacrificed. We really tried to stay away from the sliding tile puzzles and the get something and give it to someone else type of gameplay, Siebert explains. But we also didn't want it to be an arcade game. He was adamant in stressing that Mask will have both elements of real-time action and fantasy role-play. Fantasy role-playing games, but it's more of a mind game than a Twitch game.
You tried to look into the camera, but your face camera's not on right now.
I did. Between the real-time combat sequences, the ability to develop Connor, the central hero, any way you want.
Huh.
That's interesting because I mean, I guess we have a little bit of like, you know, you can choose your weapons and stuff.
Sure.
But I feel like I wonder if maybe when this was written they planned for a little bit more, you know,
like
variety in abilities to choose from or something.
Right.
I know from reading other stuff that they kind of went back and forth. Like Mark Siebert seemed to be more of the RPG guy and was kind of pushing those elements, and Roberta wanted to, you know, keep more adventure focused. It seemed like from other stuff I've read. So there was just kind of like a lot of back and forth in trying to figure out the right balance.
You can develop Connor to be bad at the game if you want.
That's true. In some of the most innovative puzzles Roberta has ever dreamed up, this definitely will be the most intriguing King's Quest game yet. A new look. Part of the new look of Mask is founded in the advanced technology it uses. The powerful 3-space engine developed by Sierra's Dynamics division is bringing a whole new look and feel to the world of King's Quest. What's different is in the way gamers can choose how they view the world around them. 3-space makes it easy to freely explore the three-dimensional kingdom of Daventry. Gamers can travel the traditional route of guiding Connor through his adventures, or they can view the world first person through his eyes. Suddenly you'll find yourself surrounded by beautifully sprawling 3D landscapes that you can explore in real time, just about any way you like. You can smoothly move between indoor and outdoor environments, delve deep into the bowels of the Mask of Eternity Temple in search of the true significance of the ancient golden artifact. Battle a 3-headed dragon that stands between you and the celestial realm. Brave the frozen terrain and ferocious creatures in the frosty mountains. I'm really curious if that's the correct name. I feel like it's Frozen something or other. But
dragon
I think Frosty Mountains is delightful.
Has there been any hint of a 3-headed dragon up to this point, or is that a spoiler?
No, there has not, okay. And I also don't know if that's still in the game.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it could be. Like, it's clearly in the last area.
Right.
I don't specifically remember a 3-headed dragon.
They could only afford one head.
Perhaps. But I don't remember that much about the later parts of the game. The terrain varies immensely, and yet transitions are smooth as silk. That's the power of the technology that drives Mask. What's the story here? Despite all the innovative new things the Mask team is promising for the game, it is still a Roberta Williams game, and that means it's heavily rooted in the imaginative storyline behind the adventure. But how exactly is the story behind Mask different from previous King's Quest games? With past King's Quest games, I focused on the story around the royal family, Roberta explains, but I've done just about as much as I could with the royal family. I knew I needed to bring in a new character, and I knew I wanted the character to be less Disney-ish and more cerebral. The spiritual father of Mask is J.R.R. Tolkien, not Walt Disney, she concludes firmly.
Fuck Walt Disney! Get dunked on!
Connor is very much a new character. He is an inhabitant of Daventry, a kingdom he doesn't rule, but whose fate lies in his hands. A terrible curse has turned all of the people living in Daventry, including the royal family themselves, into stone. Connor must find the answers behind the curse, including why it's been imposed, who imposed it, and possibly most importantly, why he alone has been spared the terrible fate of his comrades. Connor is a warrior, and it's his combination of strength, cunning, intuition, and intellect that make him best suited to save the kingdom. It would seem the King's Quest series has grown up a bit with the creation of Mask. Evidence of this continually surfaces throughout the game, but is especially apparent with the central antagonist and archon, Lucredo. It took me a minute to process that word. It's got arch twice. Archon.
Fascinating.
His storyline parallels that of Lucifer, the fallen angel whose attempt to overtake heaven ends him up in hell. It's quite obvious Roberta has done her homework. When I tackle a new game, it's like I'm tackling a thesis, Roberta says. I got all these books on mysterious places and imaginary things, the Brothers Grimm, myths and legends, Victorian fairy tales, puzzle books, codes and ciphers, and ancient inventions. I started reading them and taking lots and lots of notes, always coming up with plenty of story scenarios. Then I picked the ones I liked best and went with them. The Mask of Eternity itself is the glue that keeps order in the world and keeps chaos at bay, and when it's broken, in order to solve the mystery behind the Curse of Daventry and restore celestial order, Connor must find the broken pieces of the mask and defeat Lucredo in the ultimate battle between good and evil. When you stand toe-to-toe with evil, staring it square in the eye, and faced with defining the true meaning of life, you'll really understand the almost insane sense of enthrallment behind this epic adventure. They're really hyping it up here. The story behind the legend of the Broken Mask is an apt metaphor for the development of Mask of Eternity. Roberta has broken apart all of her fans' preconceptions about what the latest installment will hold. Per usual, Roberta has taken an exceptionally acclaimed and popular idea, reworked it with a special combination of creativity and technology, and come up with an adventure like never before. Fans of Roberta Williams will have learned a very complex rule about her work. Never let yourself expect anything short of the unexpected, but there is one thing we can always expect from Roberta: unparalleled excellence. So then we've got One Short Eye, welcome. Oh yay, a Robot Spacer stream. Oh no, it's Mask of Eternity. Not a fan of Mask of Eternity? How is that possible?
It's so well made.
Let's see, we got
Flawlessly done.
Picture of Roberta Williams here. Quote, "That's the challenge, giving the public a formula they know and feel comfortable with, but making it different from anything they've seen or experienced before." We got some of the characters from the game. I think that's Lucredo up there. And then one of his minions down here. We fought a couple of those guys. Of course, we have Connor himself. And we've got a shot of the next area here. It says, "Ice and snow. Every step in this ice-ridden realm spells potential disaster." I'm excited to meet this Yeti. Below that is the Dimension of Death. Push comes to shove. Physical puzzles require a mix of brains and brawn. We've got a nice, like, 3D mesh to fully rendered character image here. It says monster map. State-of-the-art texture mapping brings this goblin to life in Mask of Eternity. I believe this is a monster that they called Spriggan in the final game. It seems like they were calling them goblins at this point because more than one screenshot says goblin. And this shot down at the bottom here, which we also have the nice blue sky that did not survive it into the final game. That says surrounded. These goblins may be a pain now, but later you can go through their pockets for change. Oh, wait. Is this Lucredo? Maybe that's one of the good Archons. Have we encountered that guy?
You encountered a person who kind of looked like that. I do not remember what their deal was, though. I think they were like an oracle or a friendly spirit giving you advice.
But I think this is Lucredo. He's looking much more evil, so that makes more sense. And then on the last page here, we have some more shots of the Dimension of Death. Nice place you got here. In addition to spectacular landscapes, Mask features beautifully rendered interiors. And then down at the bottom, this looks familiar because I think it's the same place we are right now. It looks slightly different, but... Oh no, this is actually later, I think. Unmask the truth. Deep in the temple of the Mask of Eternity is where you may find the true meaning of life. I think that's actually later in the game. Similar kind of area. And then we got a nice little sidebar about their website, which is lovely. I'm not going to bother to read all that, but I am going to get you a nice close-up of the beautiful website in 1997. And that's it. You now know the secrets of the Mask of Eternity. I hope it's everything you were hoping for.
I liked the parts where we talked about pizza.
Yeah, that was great. Now I want a pizza. Mm-hmm. So, we're in this tomb. Let me get to my notes here. All right, we got our basilisk tongue finally, at long last, and we learned that the fire dwarves' tunnels lead to the next area, and we found what I think was the entrance to those tunnels, but it seemed to be locked. So we're looking for a key. And we also learned that the fire dwarves have a mask piece. We can cross this off. We returned the Stone of Order last week. We still need this key for the door in the southwest. We solved this wonderful puzzle. Okay, and we did this black diamond and strong metal shaft. We used that to slay the basilisk. Okay, so I'm not sure how we get out of this tomb. Hopefully I can figure it out. We had these square pieces all pushed in, and we followed the order of the symbols on one side of the wall, and it opened this door over here. And we got an armor upgrade here. That's our old armor on the ground. And we got, there were some slots in the wall where we found a couple of health potions. But I'm not sure how to get this other door open. I believe someone in chat confirmed there is a way to get it open, but I think it just goes to the outside, so I don't... Like, I think it just takes us out of this room. And I feel like we could probably just climb back up if we wanted to. Yeah, it looks like. So I don't know if that's something that's actually important to figure out. And we can't push those anymore. So I'm kind of thinking I might just go out through the ceiling the way we came in.
What could it mean?
Okay, I think that's just referring to...
This symbol?
Yeah.
What could it mean?
Those are just the symbols we use to open this door over here. But I think we're just going to climb out. Hopefully that's fine. So we can always come back. Oh, Dr. Shelby, welcome. I seem to have missed some comments while I was reading from the magazine. Good to see you. So there's still a decent chunk of map we haven't explored, so hopefully we can find that missing key somewhere. Just walking slow so I don't actually accidentally run into the lava. Hey, Afton. Okay. So, nothing hidden behind the building. This is where the locked door is. There might be a little bit over here to explore, but I guess I'm more inclined to go up in this direction. This is where we came in, I think. So there might be something up here worth checking out. I don't know, like, it's hard to tell because there's bits of the map that are still covered, but I feel like most of the boundaries here are like, you know, I ran into a, you know, unclimbable mountain or whatever. So I'm not really sure where the best place to go is. I think we got everything around the basilisk here. Bonk. Oh yeah, I was going to review our Spell of Might. The Spell of Might ingredients are a giant gold mushroom, a blue adamant, a basilisk tongue, which we now have, and then, like, I think the way the spell describes it, basically we take all these ingredients and then it like needs to get struck by a lightning bolt. So like the lightning bolt is not a thing we need to obtain. It's just I think it's more if we need to do it in the right place for it to be struck by lightning. But mostly I was thinking about how I wonder if it's possible we missed any of these ingredients. Like mushroom, you know, there were tons of little mushrooms and even some like non-interactive bigger mushrooms in the swamp. So I wonder if it's possible there was a golden mushroom somewhere in the swamp. I have no idea what an adamant is. Do you know what that is?
Mm-mm. Is it like a type of metal, like Wolverine's
like
adamantium skeleton?
Right. I was thinking of this also. Also, I have no idea like if that's a real thing or not.
I also do not know this.
I'm gonna open my web browser real quick and search for it.
A legendary rock or mineral
you're on
to
it.
which many often contradictory properties were attributed.
Okay.
Formerly associated with diamond or lodestone.
Okay. Interesting. I feel like that's a thing we could probably find just about anywhere.
Probably.
Hey, Cosmic Void, good to see you. Yeah, we're getting there. Got a couple more areas to go once we get out of here. Also, congrats on the launch of the Blood Nova beta. Very excited for that release, I think you said in September?
According to Wikipedia, adamant in classical mythology is an archaic form of diamond. So, be on the lookout for diamond, I guess.
Right.
A special diamond.
I'll do my best. I was just thinking about what... Alright, we have this fire gem. I wonder if it's worth showing that to the shaman here.
Showing what?
The fire gem. I'm just trying to think of what is the purpose of this fire gem.
Mm.
These two things were like hologram recordings, basically. That's our Spell of Might. Those are our 2 masterpieces so far. It's our Basilisk Tongue. But we haven't discovered a use for the Fire Gem yet. Thank you for the cheers. I don't think there's anything over there. I'll jump over there anyway. Just fully explore the edges of our map here. Alright. I'm gonna do... Yeah, I'm gonna do another jump here, but I definitely want to save before I do this one. Okay. Oh, okay, so we're just coming up behind the merchant tent here. Oh. I thought for sure, looking at the map here, that we could go up further this way, but I guess that was just a dead end. Okay. Peek around this way, and then we'll go and talk to the weirdlings, I guess they're called. I think we're probably done with the merchant, but we'll say hi first.
Hail, journeyer!
I think that axe was actually a notable upgrade, but yeah, we still don't have enough money. I'm pretty sure it's 500 gold.
Pray tell, tradesman, do you have any knowledge of the exit from this sweltering land?
There is a passage to ascend to a realm of ice and snow, but the way lies within the tunnels of the fire dwarves. 'Tis dangerous to enter there.
Thank you, good sir. I shall be wary.
You know anything about this?
Sorry, but I deal only in weapons and gold, traveler.
Okay. What about tongues?
'Tis wondrous, journeyer. Ye have slayed the basilisk. Ne'er shall it terrorize us again.
Well, at least it got us some unique dialogue. The shaman just mostly has dialogue about resurrecting you from the dead for 25 gold.
Huh.
Which I can't figure out, is that a thing we need to do at some, like, I don't even know how that would work. Anyway, let's chat some more.
Excuse me, Your Honor. How much do you charge for your healing powers?
I heal the sick and cure the dying, journeyer, for the price of 25 gold coins.
Ah, I remember now. Thank you.
Like, I don't know that I've tried just handing over some money to see what happens. Like, it doesn't make sense to use that for us, right? And I can't think of anyone else who would need to heal.
Right.
But let's see what happens here. 464.
Milady, I am in need of your curative powers. Here is my payment.
Oh!
Of course, traveler. From the sky above, and the power of the sun vested in me, I now bestow upon ye total health and vitality. Behold.
So I just realized this is your source of
Thank you. I feel
healing
much
for this
better.
area. Because most of the areas have like a fountain or some sort of like water that you can use to get a little bit of health, and that's how they decided to handle that in this area.
But you have to have 25 coins
Yeah,
each time?
apparently.
Okay.
Also, I won't worry about it, I guess. I feel like I didn't really need healing. Let's see if showing the gem does
Only
anything.
gold coins will do, traveler.
Oh, okay. My mistake. Tongues?
Praise be, the basilisk is dead. Ye are truly a great hero, traveler.
I guess maybe I should try showing the fire gem to the hillmen. It seems worth doing. It's weird that we've found what I assume is a fairly important item, but I don't think anyone has ever mentioned it. Just seems a little backwards from how things have typically gone in this game. Oh. Got so used to running around without any enemies. Humongous sale on Humble. Nice. I think... I'm pretty sure we've explored pretty thoroughly over there. There's this area right here where there's a bunch of these little things that spit out lava. We didn't see anything to do there, but I feel like it's probably just meant to be like a kind of an obstacle situation. I don't think there's anything you have to accomplish there. So I think I'll go talk to the hill guys before I wander over there again. Putt putt, Freddy fish, etc. Hopefully Pajama Sam also. I'm a big Pajama Sam fan. Entire catalog. Nice. Let's see.
I pay homage to ye, victorious one.
Oh, thanks, bud. What do you think about this?
I care not for that.
Oh,
I care not for that.
jeez. I guess the hillmen weren't that bothered by the basilisk. Have I ever gone under where this bridge goes over, or is that just lava down there? Oh. Can I not switch to first person on this bridge? Huh. I can't switch to first person on this bridge, and it won't let me pan the camera up and down either. Uh-oh. Huh. Is my... think the keyboard actually stopped working. Okay. We're not over lava. It occurred to me, like, that's an area, like, we haven't really been below the... as far as I know. I guess it's possible I've been through there and just didn't look up to realize that I was going under this. But it might be worth looking under there. Yeah, I don't know what... I kind of think it's the... Like, the keyboard and a bunch of other stuff we have plugged into the back of the monitor we use, and I think it's like the hub built into the monitor that's kind of weird sometimes. Because we've had issues with the Stream Deck when it's plugged in that way also. Goofy.
Ye are truly the chosen one, the true upholder of law and order. I pay tribute to ye, champion.
Thank you for your faith, sir. My quest is to restore the world to proper order, and I shall not stop until the deed is done.
I think you should honk his little horn again for me. That would be really paying tribute.
I have no interest in that. I have no interest in that.
Perhaps
Can I take the stone
world will
back?
begin to heal with the stone of order in its rightful place.
That seems optimistic, but... Maybe the blacksmith here will be interested in my fire gem?
I care not for that.
No.
Only for law and order.
Wow, okay. That's it.
I am grateful for your help, sir. I shall not pester you further.
One such as yourself cannot ask for too much, righteous one.
Okay, so I guess we're done with the hillmen. So I'm going to go down here and hang a right. Whoa, okay. It's fine. And this should be, yeah, there's the bridge there. Kind of hard to tell from the map if we've been here before or not. We're jumping across. Oh no, we've been over there. There is this little thing over here. I feel like we just found some items there. But I wonder if it's possible we missed something there. I also wonder if it's possible that, like... This seems kind of unlikely, but... Maybe the door to the... dwarves' tunnels, like... just opens itself after you've accomplished things you need to do elsewhere. No, here we are. So.
'Tis some type of locking mechanism.
I mean, I guess I'm gonna try to put a fire gem in there, but it looks like a normal keyhole, right?
This will not work.
Okay. I would have been, frankly, fairly disappointed if it did.
The door is locked.
Uh-huh.
The way is shut.
Oh. 141. Oh, okay. This is both a much more powerful bow, and it shoots fire arrows.
Shit.
So that's pretty sweet. I don't know if that would possibly be a solution to a puzzle somewhere. Shooting a fire arrow at something? I guess I will go back to this area up here and check that out again. And if I still don't have anything, I'll explore up here some more. Also, Unsecret Crush,
yes.
if you care to consult the internet in any form, I don't know that I really want too much of a hint, but it would help to know like where I need to go.
You're
basically.
in the Baron region?
Yeah. I don't know that I would want more than a general area to check out.
I can see that you're not in that tomb anymore. Did you already solve?
That's the thing, is I don't know that I've completed everything there.
What is the question that you most want to know the answer
The main thing we need to do is find a key to the Fire Dwarves tunnel.
How can I get into the Fire Dwarf caverns?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, we already know that you need to find a key. Have you spoken to all of the Fire Dwarves? Or any Fire Dwarves?
I mostly murdered them, I think.
Okay. The second level of hint says, seen any Fire Dwarves other than at the entrance?
Okay.
Does that help?
Maybe.
Okay. I will not reveal
I did remember there's a guy up here, which I kind of thought was one of the hillmen, but maybe he is actually a Fire Dwarf. Hey, Jabberwocky. Good afternoon.
I'm assuming that you want to speak to something, but that was maybe my own assumption / editorializing.
That does make me think that we might be in the right place here. Okay. So that's enough for now. Thank you. Oh, I actually made it up here. I didn't expect that. Now I'm scared, though. Let's try first person. I'm just going to go ahead and save again. Oh, okay. That worked somehow. Oop. Oh no. Can I do this? Okay. I can do that. So I got up there somehow previously. I guess I need to go around this way. There's a guy up there, and we found him at some point, but we've progressed a little since then, so maybe he'll be interested in our fire gem, or maybe he'll just have some different dialogue now. I'm hoping. Oh. There's also a crystal here. This is one of the hillmen, right? I think I must have died after I came up here before.
Ye are truly exalted, champion of righteousness.
So maybe there's another area I've missed.
I care not for that. I care not for that.
Although, now I'm wondering... Did you look at the next hint after that one?
I am doing it right now.
Okay.
There's one inside the tomb on the other side of the basilisk.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
I must have missed something there. I know I clicked on that body, but I bet I missed something with it.
Okay. There is one more level of hint for this question.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm going to go back there, and I feel pretty sure that I did, in fact, miss something there.
Okay.
Like I had a strong feeling there was something I missed in the tomb, but I couldn't think of what else to click on. I should have tried clicking on him again though, because like I'm pretty sure I clicked on the dead guy there and there was like some dialogue about him, but that was it. And it just seemed a little odd that that would be all we got out of that guy being there. So I took a wrong turn. Kind of hard to tell where the best route to anything is with this map. It's a bit disorienting for me too. Okay, so that goes up behind the basilisk, so I think if we go around here to the front, then we can get to the tomb. Okay. Back where we started, yep. So there's the guy. Huh. Oh, is that the key right there? It is. It's just, it blends in so much, and like I kind of, you know, I saw a thing there. I read it as, you know, his weapon that he, you know, dropped when he died or whatever. Okay. I still can't get out the front door, huh? It sure be nice.
This will not work. I have found a key of granite.
Hey, Junior Skeg. Yeah, ought to do another save here. And now we can finally make some progress. I'm excited. I'm very curious how much, like how big this underground area is that we'll be going into. We know there's a piece of the mast there. We know it's the way to the next area. I assume we'll have some more fire dwarves to kill in there. But like, there's not much of the map here. It could be its own separate map, but I don't know how likely that is, especially since we've already had one underground area in the game. If I had enough money, I would maybe consider going to buy that axe before we leave here, but I guess I kind of feel like if I buy it, I'm probably just gonna find something better really soon and regret it. And money's a little bit tight at the moment. Oh, a fire ant I missed. Come back. Okay. I was wondering how well fire arrows would work on fire ants, but it seems they work fine. I was a little worried the ants might like the fire. But it seems like that would be a mean thing to do. Am I going the right way? Okay, it's right here, I think. There we go. Alright, another save before we go in here. They're probably more concerned with the arrow part than the fire part. Yeah, probably. So put away my arrows to use my items more conveniently. Alright, got a big long tunnel here.
Hey, rat, you're in a trap.
Boy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Am I just stuck? I'm not even taking damage right now.
Huh. That can't be right.
Let's try that again. This would be an amazing move. So I think I'll try arrows on him this time. Where'd my key go? There it is. Got him. Oh no. Hope I can grab that from here. Okay. Let's have another crystal. Taking things slowly here.
Here, worm, prepare for death.
These guys are rude. Oh no, what are those? Oh jeez. Oh, level up, nice. I don't know what these things are. Okay. Oh! This little bridge button. Nice. What's this one do? Another bridge. And a third bridge. Okay, I see a guy down that one. This one's... Oh, there's a chest in the middle. I'm gonna save. Never hurts to save. Unless you accidentally load while saving.
You ain't leaving here alive, rat.
Oh, that's interesting. He shot the button. So it's a good thing I didn't try to go across it while shooting at this guy. He dropped some potions, so I definitely want to get those. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Oh, crap. I pressed the F key because I was like, I gotta make sure I'm in walk mode, but guess what? I was already in walk mode.
Oops.
I feel like we should get some slain basilisk concept art now that we have killed the basilisk. Okay. I'm not pressing F. Two potions. Nice. Oh, okay. Let's peek a little bit further. Kind of wonder if this is the way out. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Let's see how this hammer is. We got a 300 point sword now. Oh, that's only 250. No thanks. That looks like a way out, probably. So we'll go check out the other two bridges first. Yeah, the fiery death animation is it's a lot. What's in here? Oh no.
Oh, a piece of the mask.
I should have seen this coming.
What happened?
Belongs to the Kratos, underling.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
To the contest, then.
I kind of completely forgot that we were looking for a piece of the mask in here, to be honest. Oh. I've clearly done a good job leveling up, because that was a bit easier than the previous fights against those guys. I feel like some of them I've had to go through like multiple shield potions. Okay, so we have defeated him. We have 3 pieces of a mask now. Yeah, look at that. It's like a whole half of a mask. Did I get all the items dropped here? I think so. Nice. You turned him 2D. Yeah, he's very flat now. So we just have 2 mask pieces left. Okay, this makes me a little bit nervous. I assume we'll find one mask piece in the Frosty Mountains. I'm just going to keep calling it the Frosty Mountains, even after we find out what its final name is. And I guess we find the final one up in the sky? Oh, there's a lady here. What's up?
I'm sure
Help me, rescuer. Give me my freedom.
Take calm, my lady. I shall help you.
Take calm.
You know, pick up some calm.
Take luck and care. Take luck and care for it.
And we got some treasure in that one. Why do I feel like this could be a trap?
It seems kind of trap-like. I will be honest.
But I mean, I'm gonna do it anyway, right?
Obviously.
I am glad I just saved.
I am not close enough.
Oh, come on, dude. Oh.
Thank you, my rescuer. Those brutes have treated me most wretchedly.
Sorry to hear that.
How came you here, my lady?
I came seeking my lost crystal scepter. It fell down the shaft, but ne'er did I find it.
Crystal scepter? What?
Oh, no time for explanations. Hurry! I shall unlock this door for you. Oh, I must flee. Fare thee well, kind stranger.
Alright, bye. Crystal scepter fell down the shaft. Okay, we got the mask piece from the fire doors. We got the key. Crossing so many things off here. So, first we should check out these cells. I know the one at the end has something in it. I think these two are empty now. Is that? Oh. It's like a...
I have found a pipe cap.
Oh, a pipe cap. Sure.
Okay.
Interesting. Is there some sort of like steam-related puzzle?
Here,
Oh, shit.
prepare for death.
Oh, so symbols again. Oh, no. Oh, wow. Gross.
Ew.
So, we got these symbols again. I hope... I didn't write those down, did I? I did not.
Where else did these symbols appear?
In the tomb.
Okay.
It's a hat you wear while smoking your pipe. I guess that makes sense. What is... Oops. Okay. I'm just gonna push them all to see what happens. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Oh, it's another pipe cap. Fascinating. So yeah, I pretty much just guessed the order, and like they all popped out when I hit the third one, so I was like, oh, does that mean I got the first two right? And yeah, and there was only one other option at that point. I was really worried I was going to have to go all the way back to the tomb again to check the order of them. Okay, so I think we're down in this little area, and I kind of think I saw where we're going to use the pipe caps next to that elevator looking thing. Scepter fell down the shaft. What shaft? Is that something we'll encounter coming up? Yeah, these things here I think are... Just pop them on there. I am kind of curious what happens if we get on this thing without both pipe caps.
That elevating device seems to be steam-powered.
Okay.
Elevating device.
An elevator, you could call it. Oh, do I need to, like, turn the... Oh, no? Oh, there was a button on the wall. I forgot about that. Okay, I see now. Okay. I might have accidentally... No? I was about to say I might have accidentally figured out a puzzle, but I don't actually see anything under here. I thought this might be the shaft where her scepter fell down. But I don't see anything. Okay. So I assume I need to stand on it and then shoot the button with an arrow. Really? There we go.
What's that say?
You're about to load a new region. Are you sure you want to do that? Yes. Whee!
Where are you off to now?
The Frosty Mountains.
I want Frosty.
That sound good.
Yeah.
Loading the Frozen Reaches. Okay. So that's the final name, I guess.
This is a frigid land, sure.
What's this little thing do? Does that just take us back down? Okay. No. Home of the Coors Light. Oh, okay. I thought I walked off a cliff for a second there. This place looks cool. I don't know why, but I really love like snow ice area level. Big fan. Just got good vibes. Oh, it was like a coming right into a throne room here, I think. I should save before we... Oh no, we're out of space again. Once again, I'm just gonna go ahead and delete a lot of the most recent saves here. Okay. Good enough for now, at least. Can't not think of the Disney movie these days. Yeah.
Oh, a warm-blooded man. Ne'er have I seen one such as you.
Nice place. I really like, we've had lots of opportunities in this game to like bring back familiar characters, like
Queen Isabella.
yeah, and
That wasn't in Daventry though. Where were you in that?
yeah, but I guess the main thing I'm thinking is like, I can understand why they wanted to, you know, have everything new and not necessarily reference a bunch of old stuff. But they totally could have if they wanted to, and I feel like that might have been fun to at least do like once or twice. It would have helped this, like, this world feels very different.
Right.
And if we had like a little bit more to you know, call back to the earlier games, that might have been helped it feel more King's Questy a little bit. Bring back the Yeti. I mean, we will meet a Yeti. It could be the same. Maybe the Yeti we threw the custard pie at fell down and landed here.
Mercy, do I not know you?
Nope.
Aye. You are the brave warrior who rescued me from certain death.
Oh, that was you.
In the sweltering land down under. I bid
So
you
fancy
welcome,
now.
noble knight. I am Frieza, queen of the snow nymphs.
I am honored to meet you again, Queen Frieza. But may I ask, why were you in a land so incompatible with your own?
My crystal scepter, Sir Knight. It fell down the steam shaft during a clash with a vicious griff. I descended to the torrid region to recover it. Alas, before I could, I was captured, and thus you found me.
I am curious about this griff you spoke of, Your Majesty. Are such beings your foes?
No, forsooth, at least not till of late. The winged men are our allies. Not till the Griff King was captured by the hostile lord of the Frost Orcs did chaos erupt. Now leaderless, the Griffs fight among themselves and anarchy rules the land. If the Griff King could be liberated, peace would once again prevail.
I might have interest in attempting such a rescue, Your Majesty.
Verily, methinks you could, brave knight. But without my crystal dragon, there is no way for you to cross the icy lake. Unhappily, without my lost crystal scepter, it will not fly. If you can acquire my scepter, I give you permission to use my dragon. Then, on the other side, seek you the Frost Lord's mountain citadel. and rescue the good king of the Griffs.
Quite a task, Your Majesty, but I shall do my utmost.
Okay.
So I have a comment about her whole look.
Yeah.
Like, it is clear that yeah, thank you. Actually, that's a perfect example. Like, I think she is supposed to be wearing a dress with like a lot of cutouts.
Right.
So we're seeing like her bare tummy and her bare legs. But like the model is like a gown or like a dress. Like if she walked, her legs would look like legs inside of a solid skirt instead of like independent leg movement. And also the proportioning on the texture is a little bit off. I feel like her torso is a little bit longer than it should be, and I think her knees are a little bit too close to the ground.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's all. That's my critique. I see what they're going for, but they were not quite successful.
Sure.
She has very long quads, yes, exactly.
Queen Frisa, where did you say the Griff King is imprisoned?
In the mountain stronghold of the Lord of the Ice Orcs, on the far side of the great icy lake.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
So, we need the crystal scepter.
Yeah, the arms are very skinny.
So we can command the crystal dragon, so we can cross the crystal lake to rescue the Griff King. Basically. I think I got that right.
Junior Skeg, you are quite correct. Her arms are quite
an
thin.
impressive figure, Sir Knight.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, they are. It's a little upsetting, actually. Oh. Actually, I feel like the texture makes them look thinner than they are.
Yeah, you may be right. They're normal width arms, but she has like white sleeve glove things.
Right.
And then the blue of the rest of her arm is kind of blending in with the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's look at our map here. We always kind of start in the bottom right of the map, which is interesting. I can't think if there's been any exceptions to that. So, okay, we can go that way. Obviously, that'll take us back, and then we can go up this way. I guess I'm a little inclined to go this way first. Oh, before we get too far, we should consult the manual to see what types of enemies we'll encounter in the Frosty Mountains. Oh, interesting. So we learned in the Interaction magazine that we would encounter a three-headed dragon at some point. Mm-hmm. Apparently during development that got downgraded to a two-headed dragon.
Honestly shocked that they even managed to. I would have not been surprised at all if you told me that they had to knock it down to one head.
Right. Looks like we got a number of new enemies in this area. First up, we have Ice Orcs. Ice Orcs are the slow and dumb-footed soldiers of the warlord in the frozen reaches. In spite of that, they're well equipped with sharp battle axes and ice crossbows. If you can outthink these guys, it always proves better than a frontal assault. Interesting. Then we have the Griffs. The Griffs are winged creatures of the frozen reaches. They're smart, fast, and well equipped. It's best to just avoid these guys if you can. Interesting. Then we have the Frost Demon. Frost demons are large and shaggy beasts of the ice world. They are slow-moving and rather dumb. However, don't underestimate them. They are very strong and often run in packs. Manual does not think much of the intelligence of the creatures in this region. There's no... I assume this picture here goes with the Frost Demon. There's no picture of the Snowmane. The Snowmane is a unique creature in the ice world. It is swift of foot and packs a tremendous bite. It is not known what this creature looks like, as it's invisible.
Oh.
It's also unknown what kind of magic empowers this beast. Fascinating. And then we have this two-headed dragon. The two-headed dragon guards a passageway in the frozen reaches. It is said that there is a way to defeat this magnificent creature, but so far none have found the secret. It is rumored that the dragon guards a gateway to a fantastic land. So that sounds like it'll... defeating that will lead us to the final area. Yeah, and then we get into... henchmen. We've actually encountered some of these guys whenever we find a mask piece, but I think there's more of them once we get to the area in the sky. Henchmen are the foot soldiers and minions of Lucredo. Created from the now evil fluids that run through the Temple of the Sun, Lucredo has sent these beings forth in search of the lost fragments of the Mask of Eternity. These guys are strong and well armored. When you see one, defend yourself. They'll try to kill Connor and take the mask pieces back to Lucredo, their master.
I hate it when fluids become evil.
Same. So the important things to note here, ice orcs, frontal assault is bad. We need to think creatively, I guess. That makes me wonder if there'll be some way to, like, I don't know, shoot something that'll drop on them or something like that. Also, I'm curious if the fire arrows we have will be particularly effective against the enemies in this area. Or maybe even, like, be able to melt some ice or something like that. Griffs we were cautioned to avoid, although I think we were cautioned to avoid the fire ants as well. And that seemed like kind of bad advice, honestly, because they weren't that difficult. And, you know, we definitely got some experience from that.
Maybe cautioning you to avoid something is just a way of trying to make it seem more scary than it actually is.
Maybe. Frost demons are slow, run in packs. Although, again, they said that about the fire ants, and that was not really that true. And then this invisible creature is interesting. But I feel like... Oops. I had the right weapon. I feel like we'll maybe want to keep our bow handy for now. Oh. Is that the dragon? What's going on here? Do I want to save?
Probably always.
Yeah, probably. How do you click on an invisible enemy? That's a great question. So this is definitely a dragon. I don't want to shoot it. I think it's friendly. There's also, like, there's a sliding block here. Huh, okay. Like, there's a chain on the ground here?
That chain has broken.
Right. And then there's a chain on the ceiling.
'Tis beyond my reach.
I don't know what to make of that. Like, you know, obviously the thought is if we slide this block over, maybe we can reach the chain up there and, like, I don't know, do we want to reconnect them for some reason? But, like, I don't see anything obvious that this would accomplish.
This must be Queen Frisa's crystal dragon. What did she say would cause it to fly? A crystal scepter?
Yep. I like this art on the door here.
Yeah.
I assume at some point that door will open and the dragon will fly out of it. Hopefully with us on its back.
By the way, you've been on for about an hour and a half.
That's absurd.
Might be a good time for a break.
I suppose.
Gotta find the Rosetta Stone to translate the door.
Hopefully not. Can we backflip up here? We can backflip over it. I think I would have made it if I landed in the right spot. Okay. Ah. Okay. Okay, so it was like meant to be a pull chain kind of thing. So presumably we would have needed to do that before we fly out of here on the dragon, but we also need a crystal scepter first. Okay. Not much to look at the moment. But we'll let y'all enjoy these chill Ice Dragon vibes while I take a quick break. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay. I have returned with Hello Kitty marshmallows and some strawberry lemonade. Essential supplies for exploring the Frosty Mountains. And yes, Connor is quite good at jumping and taking people's money. The essential survival skills, really.
Help!
Oh.
Let me go!
Unhand her,
Oh, no.
knave.
A man. Death to humans.
Oh, shit. Alright, we're fighting. Interesting sound. Jeez. So violent. Oh, that's our teleport pad, so we can go back to previous areas if we want to. He didn't drop anything, huh? We do not get a lot of money at this point in the game, it seems like. Do we need a Maiden's Rescued counter? We might. How many is that now? Too many to count, honestly. Maybe 3 if you count the little girl. That's kind of what I was thinking. Oh, good thing I didn't step any further there. That is a cliff. Let's save. Uh-oh. Oh no. I wasn't watching my health close enough. I think, like, the manual told us to stay away from those guys. I don't really buy that advice. I'm sure we need to go over there. But I do think maybe we'll come back here later. Like, they're pretty tough to be fighting 2 of them at once. I'm sure I could do it if I tried harder. But I think we'll be in a better situation if we wait a bit. At least I hope so. I'm sure, like most areas we've been through, we get some weapon and armor upgrades. Oh. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Maybe we have to go the way right now. Huh. I don't think there's anywhere else we can go. I assume if I go in this water, I will just die immediately. Probably very cold. Let's find out. Okay. So not insta-death, but it's definitely like we can't go through to get there. Go through there to get anywhere. The other thing I keep thinking about is like the Queen, Frieza, said she went to the Barren region to get her scepter. Didn't she say it? Yeah, she had a clash with a griff and it fell down a shaft. So, like, that suggests that her scepter is in the Barren region somewhere, right? But I can't think of where the heck else we would look down there. I was also thinking how we still haven't found any use for the fire crystal, and also right now I'm noticing this isn't purple anymore.
A small crystal pyramid dimmed by a mysterious darkness.
They used to be bright purple, right? What? I don't know what to make of that. Oops. I'm gonna go back and show Frieza the fire gem just to see if that does anything. Don't really expect it to, but it's weird that we've had this fire gem for so long and don't know anything about it.
I know nothing of that, noble sir.
Okay. Okay, so we need to fight some strong guys. I'm just looking at what items I got here. I've got quite a few shield potions, so it wouldn't be... Might not be a bad idea to use one of those. Just so I don't lose as much health as I would otherwise. But like the thing I was getting at with the scepter is like we explored the Barren region pretty well. And also, again, like the manual told us like flat out, we should never have to backtrack to progress forward. Like everything we need to get to the next area should be in this region. And just like we need this scepter to be able to command the dragon to get across the lake that we just saw. So, like, we can't do anything here without that scepter. So it seems weird to make us go back to the previous area, so I feel like that's probably not what we need to do. I don't know. The whole thing seems a little confusing to me. I wonder if I should have tried using the crossbow from a distance. Okay. What? What? Oh, are those guys shooting at me? I think they must be. Oh, geez, I'm almost dead. That was close. Oh, come on. This is tough. Okay. That could have gone better, but not too terrible. Geez, more guys. I'm gonna save again. Oh, jeez. Oh, crap. What? There's so many guys. And no drops. That's so rude. Get them all? I wonder if I do need to backtrack. Hey, EO, good to see you. Even if you didn't have any faith in me. Yeah, I honestly didn't expect to survive that either. Hey, Joe, good to see you. Don't think you got any experience for killing those boys either. Oh. Yeah, the thing I was just thinking was like, maybe this is wrong. Because like the story was that these guys are kind of running amok because their king is gone, and like our ultimate goal right now is to rescue the king. So we need the scepter so we can command the dragon, so we can get across the lake to rescue the king. And it doesn't seem like there's anything here, so I think maybe I actually want to back up, because I don't think this has benefited me in any way. And I don't know if that means I'm missing something, or if we do need to go back to the Barren region. I guess it's possible that now that we know we're looking for the scepter, maybe like we'll get some new dialogue with some of the characters there or something. I should try clicking on some things here at least. Make sure there's not a secret button on the throne or something. But yeah, it really seems like this was not the right thing to do. Do we have to rescue the king? It seems like a lot of work. Hey, Baltimore, great to see you. I was wondering if you might be on vacation, because I hadn't noticed you streaming in a while. It's great to see you. Hope you are enjoying your UK trip. Okay, so, well, oops, clicking in the wrong window here. Never realized who the king was in this one. I'm just gonna poke around here, but I think I'm gonna restore to before I came in here. I'm actually kind of curious if like killing all these guys has any effect on anything. Just because it seems like maybe you're not supposed to. I mean, the manual told us to avoid them. It sounds like once we rescue the king, they'll be friendly. So let's back up. I think this is a good one. Yeah, King Graham shows up briefly in the intro, at least. But he's a stone guy right now. Can tell you if killing him has any effect if you like, but only if you want to know. Not right now. I would be interested to know that later on. I think once I've rescued the king and like figured out more of the what I need to do in this area, I would be interested in hearing that. But thank you for offering. I feel like I'm still surprised to see Connor wearing armor after watching Space Quest Historian play the whole game naked. So does anyone know how that works? Like, I assume there's some like trick you can use to remove his armor, or is that like a patch for the game? Like, how does that work? I've seen videos of that playthrough, as well as hearing people mention it in chat. So I'm curious how that works exactly. So I'm a little tempted to ask chat a question here about what we want to do, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it. We'll go back to the Barren region and see if anything has changed there. Because it seems like we have to have missed something there somehow. There is a cheat code to get Naked Connor. That's wild. So like, I mean, they have to have gone out of their way to like put the art for that in the game, right? It's just funny. Also, I think there's a fruit on a tree in Daventry or something that you click and it turns him naked. Something like this. Okay. Fascinating. Also, I keep noticing little glitches on my camera. I apologize. I think it's only happened on this computer, and I think it's just kind of struggling to do Windows and the camera at the same time. It's just too much to ask of this this little laptop. Hopefully it's not too annoying. Can't quite remember, but it's an Easter egg. That's fascinating. His junk is covered up by a little mask of eternity. I suppose I ought to save now that we're back here in case I accidentally die, then we don't have to reload the previous region. Barren again. One. There's also an Easter egg in the snow level and in the Land of the Dead where you can hear Connor's VA making suggestive, sexy jokes. It's pretty immature. Not a fan of its inclusion. Seems like a low point for King's Quest. Wow. Huh. You know, I watched a video. Like, I was honestly kind of confused about what this video was. I think I clicked on it because it was a thumbnail showing the naked Connor, and I was hoping it would, you know, tell me more about how to, you know, do that in the game, but I don't think it did. And then there was a lot of dialogue that, like, it sounded like the voice actor, but I was like, this, like, surely this isn't in the game. I was confused about what the video was, and now that you've said that, I think that must have been what was in that video. And yeah, it was definitely a low point for King's Quest. Like, it was like, even if I was into that kind of humor, it was not that funny, I don't think. That's wild. So I'm gonna look over here again. I really don't know what to make of this scepter. Like, we got the pipe cap over there. The queen was in one of these cages. The other one had another pipe cap. And then the third one was empty. So, like, the main thing I can think of to do here is to go back to the shaman and maybe the merchant. All right, we also have the hillman. And I still don't know what to make of the fire gem. But I guess I'm just gonna hope we get some direction by talking to people. I guess I'm gonna jump across here. Okay. Oh! Oh! This is an area where I died once. And then I didn't bother to come back after restoring. But at least you get to grab some crystals while you're here. I do think that means I went the wrong way. I need to jump back across this fire, though. Yeah, I guess we had a little Mask of Eternity all along. Alright. I feel like I should save, but I'm not gonna. Let's see if I regret it. Okay, good. Excuse me, tree. Wait, what? How do I keep getting turned around here? Is this... This is not a way through. Okay, I keep missing this little tunnel that takes us under the bridge. There's one Easter egg I do like in the Land of the Dead where if you don't break one of the many boxes and instead click on it a bunch, it moves around and you hear audio from a little electronic doodad from the 90s. That's funny. I think this is actually the way I want to go. You pushed a button and you hear the guy trapped inside. They put this in the game for whatever reason. Okay, here we go. Will this get us anything useful? Honestly, I kind of feel like it might not, but we're here now, so we're gonna try it. Y'all seen any scepters?
Excuse me, Your Honor. How much do you charge for your healing powers?
I heal the
Oops.
sick and cure the dying.
Trying to see if there's some way I could skip the dialogue.
25 gold coins.
Ah, I remember now. Thank you.
Okay, so she's like only here for healing. I feel pretty confident of that now.
Hail, Journeyer!
Pray tell, tradesman, do you have any knowledge of the exit from this
This is
sweltering
the same
land?
dialogue.
There is a passage to ascend to a realm of ice and snow, but the way lies within the tunnels of the fire dwarves. 'Tis dangerous to enter there.
Thank you, good sir. I shall be wary.
I feel like I have to be missing something fairly obvious. Like, I almost wonder if, like, it's not a matter of finding anywhere new or anything. I just am not seeing where this scepter is or something. If anyone in chat knows, do I need to do anything in the Barren region right now, or should I just go back to the Frosty Mountains? The fact that I didn't get any new dialogue from them at all makes me think coming back here was not correct. But obviously there's things I could go try talking to the Hillmen again, but I feel like that's not going to get me anywhere either. Yeah, the queen mentioned losing her scepter, and it kind of seemed she came here to the Barren region to find the scepter. So I decided to come back here, and I was hoping maybe we'd have some new dialogue from the characters or something, but no, it's all the same. So my question is, do I need to be here in the Barren region, or should I go back to the Frosty Mountains? Or Frozen Realm, if you prefer. I feel like coming back here was a mistake and not useful. But I just want to make sure before I go back again. The only other thing I can think of to do is just try looking around more towards the dwarf tunnels to see if I missed clicking on a scepter in there or something. Which is the way I want to go here. There is something in the Barren region. Okay, thank you. And I would support your idea to look around the dwarf tunnels. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. I keep getting disoriented here. Where? Oh, okay. Here we go. No, that's totally fine. Thank you. Yeah, I just ran all around here once already today, so I don't want to spend too much time running around aimlessly. And I was, wanting to just get a little direction of where I should focus my search right now. So I appreciate it. I wish these paths were clearer on the map. Hey, Silver, good to see you. We're doing pretty good. We did make it to the next area, but then we came back here. Oops. the queen of the Frosty Mountains lost her scepter. So we rescued her from a jail cell in the Barren Regions here. She came here to find her scepter. She dropped it somewhere around here, so we came back to look for it. And hopefully I can find it now. I'm honestly very curious what exactly I missed. But it seems we need that before we can do anything at all in the ice level. Also, I should mention that the reason Unsecret Crush is not here in the gaming room right now is because we talked about pizza so much that we're going to have pizza for dinner. And unfortunately, we did not have any dough made already, so she has to make dough. Also, the kitchen is a mess. I did not do the dishes today, so she's all busy working on that in the kitchen. But the good news is we will eventually have pizza for dinner, and that is very exciting. All right, I want to go south. I'm thinking about pizza too much and forgetting how to navigate this region. Yeah, we usually have homemade pizza. We've had Domino's a couple times recently, for convenience reasons. I get heartburn a lot, and like I'm also lactose intolerant. Though I think at this point I feel pretty confident that there was an extended period where I thought maybe having a lot of like pizza cheese would give me lactose intolerance issues, but I feel like it's more the greasiness of a store-bought pizza that can sometimes do a number on my whole digestive system. So we usually have homemade pizza. Silver is thinking of ordering pizza right now. Glad to hear it. We started talking about pizza because I was showing this issue of Interaction Magazine that had the game Red Baron 2 on the cover. And then we found out inside the magazine that they did a promotion with Red Baron Pizza, where if you bought a Red Baron Pizza, you could get like a coupon for $10 off the game and a chance to win like either a copy of the game or a year's supply of pizza, which was only 30 pizzas. Frankly, a bit disappointing if you ask me. Shoot, I forgot what the grand prize was. Might have been money or something. I don't know. Oops. Sorry about that. Just bonking my lemonade on the table. If you have Schlotsky's in your area, they actually have really good pizzas, which is weird for a sandwich place. I don't think we have those around here. I'm not familiar with it myself. I see we got some other folks in chat that whose digestive systems have problems with pizza. I'm sorry to hear that. So I don't really know what I'm missing here, but I'm just gonna kind of look around on the ground. Kind of keep an eye out for maybe any hidden buttons or something. Did you just drop it in the... No, it's not in there. Red Baron French bread pizza plus air fryer equals a very good meal. Nice. Yes, we are talking Red Baron pizza due to a promotion in an old magazine with a Sierra game called Red Baron 2. the camera got stuck. There we go. Got a lot of fans of Red Baron Pizza. Fascinating. I feel like I've had it at some point, but definitely not very often. There's our smushed minion. I don't think there's anything over there. One secret crush has returned. Oh, one of those is mine.
Which
the
one?
one on the gray coaster.
Okay. All pizza tasks are complete until 45 minutes from now.
Nice. We've been chatting about pizza. You
I
probably
heard.
heard.
I had my iPad in the kitchen.
Yeah. Oh, that was close. You know,
Did I hear also that you're a little bit stuck in the video game?
yes. And I just had a thought that maybe if we... Like, the fact that we can remove these pipe caps seems notable.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we use the elevator with only one pipe cap, if we'll get to a... Like, you know, if the elevator will go up but not as high up, and maybe get us to a little area where we'll find the scepter.
Interesting thought.
I have a good feeling about that. First, I'm gonna, just for experiments, I'm gonna see what happens if we shoot this with no pipe caps.
Now that I'm back in the room and don't have my hands covered in dough, I can share my own pizza story, which is that growing up, we had Schwann's frozen pizzas. You didn't already tell the story, did you?
No.
Okay. I call it a story. It's more of an anecdote.
Sure.
They're more or less identical to Red Baron Personal Pan Pizza, but they're not quite the same. Schwann's is a frozen food company that like does home delivery. Neat.
So that does go up.
But not as high?
Right. So I think I'm right here.
Okay. So anyway, whenever I visit my mom, she always has a big box of Schwann's frozen pizzas in the garage deep freeze, big chest freezer. And I'm looking forward to eating some when I go visit my mom soon.
Where am I? Well, perhaps I have not ascended all of the way up.
Elevator does not seem safe.
Let's see. We got a potion here. And that looks like a scepter.
Sure does.
You love to see it. Nice.
This is Queen Frisa's crystal scepter.
Sorry, I was looking at my iPad and I didn't see that held message at first. That's funny.
Okay. So now we need to go back down and put on the other, excuse me, pipe cap.
I actually don't know if Schwann's is the correct pronunciation of that brand. I feel like my mom
would think so.
I feel like my mom always says Swans.
Oh.
So like if she's expecting the Swans man, she will tell me, you know, the check for the Swans man is on the piano or whatever.
But it's got like a SCH in it, right?
It's got an SCH in it, but my
Okay.
mom never pronounces that.
Sure.
Who's to say? It's like I've never seen it advertised. I've never heard another human being speak its name.
Right. Yeah, Joe, I agree that is a pretty neat puzzle. I feel like they probably thought people would try, they would find one pipe cap and, you know, try it on the thing first and just kind of stumble across it, maybe? I don't know. Like, the dialogue when I got to that area seemed to suggest that they expected people to find that area before they went all the way up. Maybe I should have play tested a little better. Yes, I will keep making that joke. Yes, please take us to the frozen realm.
If we had a chest freezer at our house, then I would certainly order things from Schwann's more regularly, or Swan's if you prefer. Because I know they deliver here. Our neighbor gets deliveries from them fairly often, but I literally do not have the space in our freezer for the size of package that they sell. Like, they sell, like, Costco-sized quantities of frozen foods.
Silver says, I'm currently watching this as I try to figure out how to best format our community notes for Tunic. Nice. I think we could... I'm pretty sure there's a Mac version of Tunic, but I will probably not play it until there's a PlayStation version.
I feel like I heard a date for that recently, but I already forgot what it was. I will look into it.
Please do.
I feel like it's soon.
Oh, exciting. Yeah, the Ice Queen says that she went to the Barren region to find her scepter. So it makes sense that it's, you know, in that area somewhere, in the area where she was. She also says she, like, dropped it down a shaft. So that was why, like, I don't know if you were here when I at one point I sent the elevator up and I was, like, looking down, like, below the elevator, and I was kind of surprised to not find it there. But it didn't occur to me at the time that, oh, there's probably like a middle level if we just put on one of the pipe caps. It took me a bit to think of that.
PlayStation blog says Tunic is coming to PS5 and PS4 on September 27th.
Nice.
Not as close as I was thinking, but close-ish. I also thought it was supposed to be coming out for Switch, but I can't find information on that is not some sort of SEO grab garbage. So I will poke around and report back if I learn anything more definitive.
Is this your crystal scepter, Queen Frieza?
Aye, Sir Champion, it is. Forsooth, you need it more than I do. Pray, use it with my dragon so that it will fly you across the great icy lake.
I understand, Your Majesty. Thank you.
Nice. It's interesting that in King's Quest VII there was a crystal dragon that was asleep until we solved its problems. What did we do for that crystal dragon?
Silver, this does not appear to be the same Ice Queen from King's Quest V. That was Queen Isabella. This is Queen Frieza.
Yeah. Yeah, when we first encountered her, I commented on how, like, there have been multiple opportunities to have callbacks to previous games, but they decided not to do that, I guess. It's been a little bit since I saved. Right over Frosty 4 here. It's especially interesting that they made that choice because, like, previous games, they did make references to earlier games. Like, you know, Mannanan came back in King's Quest V, and it's been, you know, we had lots of continuations of storylines, basically.
Maybe they did not like the name Isabella anymore and wished to not remind people of it. I'm starting to think that there's probably not an officially announced Switch release at this time, or else I feel like it would be easier to find reference to such a thing.
Probably. All right, I'm excited to see this crystal dragon fly us across the lake.
I see thou hast the hallowed scepter.
Aye, I do, dragon. Queen Frieza has entrusted it to me. I understand you can fly me across the Great Lake.
I could.
Could? Will you? Please?
That face.
Look at the emotion in that beautifully animated face.
I like the swoop of the wing as it got up.
Yeah.
What are you waiting for, Connor? Follow her. You woke her up from a nap for this.
Climb thou on my back, vested one, and I shall fly thee across the lake.
Yeah, the effect of the King's Quest VII Crystal Dragon is definitely a lot cooler.
There we go. Hello, Quack Gab. Welcome. Loved this game as a kid. I only had the demo though. Oh gosh. Whoa. Oh. Got frickin' Legolas over here.
I shall wait for thee if thou shouldst need transport back.
Thank you, dragon.
Showing off your moves, Connor. All right. We finally made it across the lake. I'm gonna do another save while we're here.
It's a cute little dancing duck emote.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I was just thinking that the Crystal Dragon's way of speaking sounds kind of robotic.
Huh. Got some water sound there when I was not really that close to the water.
Must have been some slushy snow.
Yeah, can't tell if there's anywhere I can actually go over here. I guess I'll find out. Okay. Probably not. Yeah, that's definitely a dead end. Okay, so we got a path up this way and over that way. Let's go this way first. Oh! I forget what these guys are called. Snow demon? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
There's our Yeti friends. Multiple Yeti friends.
Oh no! Oh no! Okay. See how this works out. Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
Okay, I need more distance.
Do you have a custard pie you can throw at the Yeti?
Ooh, level up! I'm fresh out of custard pies and I need like several.
There's so many of them. I always thought of a Yeti as a solitary creature.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure my sword would be a lot more effective, but this is...
Then they're in hugging distance.
Exactly. It's nice to be able to take them all out without taking any damage. Just an excessive amount of clicking. Alright, we made it. And again, no drops. Very rude. At least we leveled up. I should save since that went so well.
Indeed.
Oops. Do a new save. I believe they were melting. Yes. Okay, we got options again here. Guess I'll just pick one and go with it. I'm kind of curious what's back here, actually.
It's nothing.
less obvious path. I mean, oh. I should have expected this, really.
You're getting experience points at least, right?
Oh, yeah. And it looks like that's it.
You know,
No, I don't.
I don't think we've had any redemptions today.
No.
I think when you next encounter a Yeti, you should allow it to hug you.
Okay. I'll wait to save until I see a Yeti in the distance, I suppose.
Okay.
Is this... Okay. I don't just look kind of like it might be a frozen waterfall or something,
Right.
but... Although, now that I've said that, I should walk up to it and see if it's anything I can climb. It's notably different from
Right.
the other walls in this area.
Sure.
Not climbable. Okay. What if all the Yetis are dead? There's no
That
more
would be
Yetis.
unfortunate. And then you would have to pay the ferryman in some other manner, I suppose.
Oh. Do you want a Yeti death or one of these guys?
What is that?
I forget what these guys are called.
I mean, I would prefer a Yeti, but whatever's convenient for you, I suppose.
Jeez. Well, I hadn't had a chance to save, so. Oh. Here. I feel like let's hold out for a Yeti hug. I feel like that'll be more fun.
Okay.
I mean, this is just gonna be shooting me to death.
Now that you've declined to save, it would be funny if it just happens to kill you.
That would be funny, yes. This is climbable. We've also got a fancy crossbow here. Let's see, I have 149 now. Alright, this is 164. We'll keep it. I feel like my hunch is the fire effect is not really doing much. Like, you know, it would make sense that it's super effective against a ice enemy or whatever, but I
Sure.
feel like it's probably not. Oh, so many goodies.
The way this stuff just explodes out of the thing.
It's very enjoyable to me. She's got a lot of good stuff in here. Okay, I think I got it all. And... oh, no, I missed a crystal. I'm just checking for points, or I might be able to climb up. Doesn't seem like there's a thing. Oh, maybe right here. Yeah, there we go.
So what are the key identifying features of a climbable structure?
Well, for one, it needs to be like straight up.
Okay.
Most of them are like solid surface, though there was at least one area in the swamp where they had like, you know, boards across an open thing that were just like perfectly in line with his climbing animation.
I see.
But I feel like it was still, there was enough there to suggest that it was a climbable surface if you were thinking about it.
He is very strong.
And then often we have like an opening at the top. Like once I looked up and saw this opening at the top, I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely climbable. And then also if you just like walk up next to something that's climbable, you'll get an icon down here. So, you know, there's ways to discover it even if you're not looking. Oh, is this like a bridge across? What's going on here? What's that?
'Tis beyond my reach.
Well, yeah, I know. I was trying to like look at it or something.
Reach it with your eyeballs, Connor.
Should I shoot it? Didn't do anything. Interesting. This seems like something that I must need to do something else before this is useful.
You got a question in the chat?
It's your first time playing it? No, I was actually a beta tester on this game. My name is in the credits and everything. So I played it back, played it multiple times before it came out, and pretty sure I eventually played the final version. But I have not played it since then, so there's a lot I do not remember about it. Okay, let's go back down. Specifically, I did not work at Sierra, as much as I would have liked to. They decided to let a group of people on their web forums at the time test the game. I don't remember exactly how, like, I got selected for that. Like, I don't know if it was just kind of a random thing or what.
Like a who wants to kind of searching for volunteers, maybe?
I mean, I'm sure they would have gotten tons of volunteers, but it was a pretty small number of people. But like I said, I don't remember exactly how that worked.
Did you report bugs in other games?
No, like, I think I was pretty active on the forum, so it's possibly like, you know, they might have selected me because I was helping other people with stuff or something like that. Like, it was, I would assume it was either that or just like a random thing where like I, you know, put my name and got drawn out of a hat or whatever.
What is that?
I think it's one of those guys we just fought recently. I don't know if I can get through this. Okay. Oh boy.
I forget numbers all the time. For example, I don't even remember if we were just talking about numbers.
This is a lot of guys. Oh, they just kind of shatter. That's fun.
It's a lot of guys.
That's a really fun death animation.
And to think, if you just used your fire arrows all the time, you never would have known that.
Yeah, this is way cooler. Thanks for that follow.
Why does my video keep freezing?
I don't know. I've had that a lot on Twitch recently. Has anybody else run into this problem where you're watching Twitch and the video just kind of stops playing? I honestly don't know if it's something specific to Safari or if it's like a general thing.
I only seem to have this happening when I'm in mod view. If I'm watching somebody's stream on their channel directly, it doesn't seem to happen.
I have had it when watching normally on other people's streams. So.
Wow.
Only if I'm in another tab.
Okay, I'll have to pay attention to that. I feel like it's been freezing when I haven't switched tabs, but maybe I am not correct.
Hinton says, yes, I've had the video stops playing problem in Firefox on Windows. Okay. Yeah, like, one thing about Safari is it's super aggressive about, like, throttling web pages if it decides they're not, you know, in focus or whatever. Like, I'll be watching a video, like, I've got the audio up so I can hear it, but, you know, it's like, it's mostly obscured by, you know, some work I'm doing or whatever. And it'll just decide, oh, you're not watching that, I'll pause it. It's kind of annoying.
Jeez.
I wish I had a little more control
what are you,
over how that
my
works.
Dad? You're not actually using this light. I'll turn it off even though you're in the room.
Oh boy, we're gonna run out of crystals here. I see more guys up ahead. Oh, that was... Oh! I got frozen!
I will accept that as my redeemed death.
I'm glad, because that was a good one. And also, I kind of completely forgot. You know, I was aiming for a Yeti, but
right.
If I had remembered, I probably would have gone for it at this point. I think I'm going to take an opportunity to take a quick bathroom break here. Oh, geez, I got to kill all those guys all over again. I think I'm going to try to use my bow more, just because I feel like the close-up combat is a lot more dangerous. Did I save before? Oh, right, there wasn't anything up there. Okay. Anyways, quick break. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. So Quackgab asks, have you ever played Heroine's Quest? Totally recommend if you didn't. I have not. That is definitely on my radar, though. I actually have never played the Quest for Glory series.
Are you still using this class?
No. I would like to at some point. Hi, Silver. There's a good chance I'll eventually stream it. I'm not in a big rush because recently Silver played through the whole series on stream. And so I feel like I'll wait until it's a little less fresh in my mind before I play it myself, so it feels more like a new experience. Like, I tried not to pay super close attention, but I definitely, I feel like I watched enough of it that if I played the game too soon, it would spoil a little bit. Like, I'd remember too many things. But I would like to play that eventually. And I feel like I would like to play at least one of those games before I play, a more recent game that's inspired by the series. Just so, like, I kind of have that historical context. I feel like I'd appreciate it more. It's for free. The first time I played was on GOG, but now there's on Steam with achievements. Nice. Silver says, I want to go through Heron's Quest, although I also kind of want to force Edgar Allan Poe to play through it since it's Norse themed and would be right up her alley. Interesting. That's neat. Okay, so let's try going down this way. Wait, not this way. So I backed up more. Somewhere nearby was the path I took.
Hinton, you have the bean emoji. I feel like you didn't have the bean emoji for so long.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Also, I don't know that I ever said hello to you, Hinton. Welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you and those beautiful beans. Can we do this? We can. Great. I hope I don't back myself off a cliff here. So far it's going well. Okay, that went much better. Honestly, I'm glad I died.
Oh no! Hinton says I went to Emojipedia and
Oh no,
the beans
Hinton!
emoji. Still looks like character not found to me. Oh no!
I'm so sorry to hear that. There are loads of ends and ways to complete each puzzle in Heron's Quest. Nice.
Are you caught up now?
Yeah, that's another thing about Quest for Glory, or Hero's Quest originally, is Silver did a Paladin playthrough? I forget what class you started with. But, I would probably choose a different character class to, see different than what I've seen, so that would change up a lot of things, I'm sure.
I was trying to ask if you caught up to
Not
where
quite.
you were when you died, but the fact that you're saving seems like you're moving in that direction at least.
Yeah, like that part went well, so. I'm almost there. I think I managed to kill a couple more guys before I died, but I'm getting close. Oh, speaking of which, let's heal.
You still chowing down on mushrooms to heal, or do you have something better now?
I have not seen a mushroom in some time. It's mostly crystals these days.
Okay.
I might be caught up now, actually.
Crystals seem like they'd be bad for your teeth.
Thief to Paladin. That's right. Yeah, I mean...
Say your prayers, rat bane.
Not to mention the digestion.
I don't know that much about eating crystals, but it doesn't sound great to me. Connor seems to enjoy it, so... Oh, we gotta level up. Nice. Alright, I'm gonna save again. Ubuntu Linux got beans before stink-ass Windows 11. Wow, so Windows 11 does not have the bean emoji? Is that what you're telling me here?
Huh.
That's wild.
But he is consuming the crystals in some way.
Yeah.
I prefer to imagine that he is swallowing them and not using them in any other manner.
Let's not think about that too much. I mean, maybe he's just kind of putting them on his body to absorb the healing energy.
What, then he's just left with an inert crystal?
Yeah.
I like eating better. No mess. No waste products to discard.
I suppose. So what is this? This looks like a big castle or something.
Sure does. Looks like a big climbable surface, if you ask me.
Is this perhaps where the Griff King is being held
I was
captive?
just about to ask, what are you looking for here?
The Griff King.
Okay.
Which is...
What are you going to do when you meet the King of Griffin McElroy's?
We're gonna rescue him. He's being held captive here.
Oh, okay. He's not a bad guy.
I don't think so.
I'm
pretty sure we want to rescue him.
I thought Frieza was fighting with a Drake.
Oh, we can climb here. Okay, so the story is that the Griff King was captured.
Okay.
And the lesser Griffs have just run amok in his absence. I guess there's no one to tell them what to do, and they're just being rude to everybody.
I see.
So I believe once we rescue the Griff King and get him back home, everybody will calm down a little. That's my understanding of the situation.
Makes sense. Can you climb up the next little bit?
Next little bit?
I thought you said you couldn't climb up here.
Oh.
I think I misheard you.
We're climbing.
Cool. When I thought you said that you couldn't climb here, I thought maybe the like tower bump out area was like, I don't know, a straighter wall or something like that.
Sure. Okay. Hin, thank you for clarifying, but that's terrible news. I'm sorry to hear. I guess this is just a little guard tower with no guards in it. This seems like something we might need to open to get inside. Also empty. Ah. Oh.
Fie on thee, Thork. Stand thyself up, thou blubbering idiot.
Wow.
Aye, me lord. Thou art a scoundrel and an oaf. Do not anger me.
Nay, nay, lord. Never would I. No. To what do I owe the honor of your visit, my liege?
I require thy service, Thork. A human male will infiltrate thy mountain citadel. I want his prompt death. I can rely on thee and thy battalions, can I not?
Aye. Of course, me lord. Whatever you wish, consider it done, your holiness.
Good. Remember, Thork, I shall be watching.
Sentry!
Aye, sir.
Go! Bring me my commander!
Aye, sir.
Drat, a human. Now, how to find him?
Look up, dude.
He's right there, my man.
Lucrito seems like kind of a dick, huh?
Yeah. Definitely seems like a
also,
shitty boss.
Thork, what a great name. I love it.
Yeah.
Big fan. I guess I should try clicking on this.
This looks well secured.
Okay.
I see no means of opening it.
I won't be surprised if there's something like right in here. Oh, what?
Is that a throne?
It looks like some kind of like torture device.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh. Oh, that's the Griff King.
Hasten, noble warrior. Release me from Thork's citadel.
Aye, your majesty. But first, pray tell, who is Thork?
Thork is the lord of the frost orcs and master of this mountain citadel. A most foul being is he. During a sudden tempest, he spied a chance to strike and did so most quickly. I was caught off guard and fell into his vile clutches. Now my griffs run amok and chaos upsets our world. Hasten, brave knight, set me free.
Maybe Connor just was not
Oh, I need the key.
listening to that whole little scene.
I think he wasn't.
There must be a key somewhere.
He was just having a little daydream.
So, like, what do you think's gonna happen if I pull this lever?
Which lever?
Next to this torture contraption. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Zounds. Never have I seen lightning in a device before.
Thank you for the emote. Huh, so what?
Why would you want to zap yourself? Also, I hear the oven timer beeping. Let me just
What is this strange device?
fire off that command real quick. Oh man, okay, I have to leave the room before the timer starts beeping. But everybody be good. Pizza.
I don't know how to do it, culinary. Like, I want to,
What is this strange device?
but he won't sit in the chair. Oh. It went right through him.
Zounds. Never have I seen lightning in a device before.
Connor is too smart for me, I guess. Leftover props from Phantasmagoria. That makes sense. Ooh. I just did a save, right? Okay.
Begone, ye venomous varlet.
Wow, snapped his neck. Jeez. Oh, Connor, please. Well, I mean... It is a great animation. I'm glad we got to see it again. So thank you, Culinary. I hope that was satisfying, even though it wasn't what you were hoping for initially. What does zounds mean? I mean, it's just kind of a exclamation. I don't know. It's almost like a swear word that's not a swear word. I feel like you might say "oh shoot" or "dang it" or something like that, or "oh gosh." All right, let's. I'm gonna hopefully put us in run mode, so we'll get to the second enemy faster here. turning takes so long? Oh, that was different. Huh. We got a key. Oops. 166. Oh, okay. I guess it's the same weapon. Yeah. Oh. Standing on a potion. Okay, so I'm assuming that key is the key to the cell. So we gotta get back up there. Is this not the right spot? Or am I on the side of the building? I swear that was the right spot. There we go. Okay. Yeah, why did they give the key to the front guards? Honestly, when I first picked up the key, I'm like, okay, so I guess maybe this will get us in the front door, but then I saw that there's like not a keyhole there, so it's a little bit weird. But I suppose it's better than just leaving it lying around up here. Okay, let's do another save just in case. Do a fresh save. There's our key.
I have found a jailer's key.
A jailer's key.
Thank you, brave knight. Now I must return to my flock and bring them to order.
Aye, Your Majesty.
What difficulty am I playing? I'm not 100% sure. I don't think there's any way to check, but I'm reasonably confident I chose normal difficulty when we started out. Okay, so I don't think I can get back down there safely. Honestly, I was kind of hoping they would just give me a cutscene where we get... Oh. Oh. Oh! Oh shit, I'm glad I saved.
Not me. You, Thork.
Let's use one of our shield potions. Oh no, what did I do? I must have accidentally hit the key to put away my sword. Whew. Just as our shield potion ran out there. We did it! We have defeated Thork, finally, once and for all. What's in here? It looks like we're missing a lever to get in here. Oh.
Could be a locking device. I see a slot. Perhaps something fits there.
I hope I'm right about this.
This will not work.
No? Oh, come on.
This will not work.
Really? Okay. I mean, it seemed goofy, but I thought it might work. What do we have here? Whoa, what the heck is that?
An amulet with deciphering abilities.
Fascinating. cool throne. Okay.
Tis a bad place for such a wide gap.
Okay. I a little bit remember this puzzle, not actually from playing the game myself, but from a speed run of the game on GDQ one year. That's Games Done Quick. I don't remember all of it, but I know this gap, we somehow are able to form like a lever. I don't remember the full details of how it works. But unfortunately, I think our gaming time has come to an end for the day. The good news for me is that means pizza time is upon us. I hope you are all able to have some sort of exciting time coming up as well. Let's go back to the game so we can enjoy our Frosty Mountain music while we wrap up here. Actually, the real bummer here is that I will not have a Saturday stream next week. Let me hit my schedule button. So that hasn't been updated for next week yet, but I will be streaming on Tuesday next week. We will continue my second playthrough of the Dagger of Amun-Ra. I messed up real bad the first time around, so I started another playthrough at the end of the week, or at the end of the stream this week. And then I actually, we've discovered that I was not able to ask anyone in the game about the character Olympia. Apparently, on the second playthrough, I skipped ahead to an earlier save, and I guess I missed an opportunity to get Olympia added to the notebook. So off stream, I decided to replay the first two acts and just be as thorough as I possibly could. I methodically went through every single dialogue option whenever I could. So I believe I now have a save at the same point where I left off on Tuesday that will give us all the dialogue options to continue through the rest of the game. I'm honestly not sure if that was an oversight, like a kind of a bug in the game, that if you miss that one dialogue option, you're never able to ask anyone about Olympia, or if it was maybe intentional. But it seems a little weird because, I spend a lot of time interacting with her and stuff. So we will continue that on Tuesday. Then we're going to have a bit of a break from streaming to visit with Unsecret Crush's family. So no Saturday stream next week. The week after that, we'll come back and we will figure out this goofy puzzle to create a lever somehow from this gap in the door. Kind of hope I don't. I'm sure I will be thinking about this occasionally over the next couple weeks, and I hope I'm not able to quite remember the solution, because I'm sure it's going to be maddening, and I hope we can just capture that all on stream. Yeah, it does feel like we're close-ish. Next stream of this might be the last one. I don't know. I don't remember how much more there is of this area, and then I think the next area is the last area, but I don't know exactly how much there is there.
I'm waiting for the oven to come to temperature. Should I talk about my streams?
Yes, please do.
Hello. I will be back on Monday. Let me lean all the way in frame. Hello. Very casual. I didn't see you there. I will be streaming Monday evening at my usual time, continuing Persona 3. I don't have my journal with me, so I don't remember where we left off. I think we're kind of like in the like week before the next full moon boss situation. And then Thursday, oh my god, it's time to go to Sumeru, in Genshin Impact. Thursday will be my only stream opportunity after 3.0 comes out before I go on break, and I'm a little bit insane about it. So come hang out with me on Thursday if you would like to see me lose my mind in a whole new area of the Genshin Impact map. That's all. Bye.
Should be exciting. It looks like a very cool area. Like, just
there's mushrooms. Some of the mushrooms have little hats.
Yes.
There are like little forest spirits that also have little hats, and then there's a bird. There's like a big bird that's made of mushroom.
Bird made out of mushroom?
It's not a bird made out of mushroom. It is a mushroom that looks like a bird.
Oh.
Yeah. That's one of your bosses that you gotta fight to level up your guys, your Dendro guys.
I feel like I saw that, but I didn't realize that it was a mushroom.
Oh yeah, it's a mushroom.
Wild. Okay. Anyways, I'm very excited for both that and more Persona next week. I'm trying to find somebody we can raid here. We could raid a random person I'm not familiar with that's playing the Colonel's Bequest, if that sounds interesting to anyone. Maybe we'll do that. Catch up on chat here. Mushroom bird, not bird mushroom. Yes. So it says, still trying to figure out how to make this community notes without being spoilery. I have a feeling we're going to end up with a rabbit hole worth of subpages. We'll see. Yeah, that sounds complicated. Silver is, for the OK Games podcast, playing through Tunic along with the other hosts of the podcast, OK Retro Zone and Ed Gallon Pone. Those are both on Twitch. So they're playing through the game, and then they'll record an episode like... Other folks listening to the podcast can kind of play along as they're playing, and then they'll have a podcast episode where they talk about the game, if I am understanding the setup correctly. I'm still on Inscription. One day I'll get through it. Jumped into a stream earlier. It looked fun. I think that guy and his mom playing. Okay, that sounds like a lot of fun. So we'll definitely go on over there. Read someone who can help me with my essay. Maybe. I don't know. It depends what your essay is on, I guess. But I hope you are able to get through your essay all right. And thanks, y'all, for hanging out. I always appreciate it very much. I hope you have a good weekend, and I hope we'll see you around. Take care.